Well, I'm not someone who needs to take the tags out of all my clothing. Many tags I'm just fine with. Occasionally, I find tags that are annoying. And one thing I've noticed while doing that is that some tags are kind of designed to be taken out. In this one, there's a thin band of white stitching along, and the rest of the stitching on this is either blue or black, so it's pretty distinctive. That's just holding the tag in and not like structurally holding anything else. Well, it is, but it isn't needed. There's additional stitching on it. So just pulling that out, I now have a set of underwear without that annoying tag. Even though a different color, the stitching on this pair of long underwear is a lot harder to see the difference between the white stitching across the tag and, well, the light gray stitching everywhere else. But it's still a pretty distinct pattern, and also it is a different color. And you don't have to pull every single thread out. If you cut, I don't know, a half to a third of them reasonably spaced out, it will, the rest of them will just kind of pull out and you can get the tag undone. Now this one's a little bit more difficult to determine that it's easy to take out. The stitching that is run along here is red, and the stitching that's holding the tag on is red. I guess they wanted symmetry rather than making it obvious that you could take the tag out. But a couple clues that it's not the same type of, it's not the same stitching holding it on, is that there's two lines of stitching and only one along here, and this one is like a single wide piece of thread, whereas these are either double wide or some sort of stitch that makes it wider. Also, if you peel it back, you can see that that stitch continues underneath the tag. It's not holding the tag in as the main thing. So this one also has the same colored thread, but it's maybe a little bit different in that whenever I've seen different colored thread, it's always white, but the main color of thread is white, and the tag thread is also. So either they're using a separate tag thread and they just always use tag thread as white in this company, or and this one happens to have the main thread white, or they're doing the same color. It's not easy to tell, though. This one is a very distinctly different stitch in that this is a straight line stitch, whereas this is the kind of surged edge stitch. I've seen this symbol on several of these. The long underwear I cut it out also had it, which seems to indicate that you're supposed to cut off the tag right here. But as I've established, that long underwear and, in fact, this has the kind of separate stitch holding the tag on. I wonder if that symbol is really just kind of designed to tell you that you can take the tag out, but certainly not everything has it. And I've been using a seam ripper on all of these that I've previously been doing because that's really the right tool for the job. But a scissors can also work, though it's as long as it's sharp enough pointed and reasonably good to be able to cut fabric. Though this is just a relatively new pair of paper scissors. And I can just pull that out as well. And I did choose an easy one for this. Now, not all pieces of clothing have tags that can easily be taken out. This one's folded under the hem of this shirt, and this one is stitched right in with the main stitching, which is kind of annoying. And well, neither of these bothered me enough to bother taking them out, and I think cutting them off might actually make them worse rather than these well-worn tags that are pretty soft. And if it was annoying me enough, I potentially would take this stitching out and then re-stitch it up. Like I have that skill and capability to re-stitch it up. And it's not just traditional tags either that I like to remove. This is a neck gaiter that I really like this style. It's just slightly thicker than most of like the Buff brand ones that you'd see. But one of the annoyances is it comes with this rather plasticky, rubbery little tag that, yeah, it's fine if you put it on in an area that's not going to bother you, but if you put it on right next to your neck, uh, it's annoying, and I'd rather not have to deal with that. So turning it over, I can. I certainly had to be more careful with this one as I was cutting the threads right next to the material I want to keep, whereas the normal tags, I was fine cutting into those. But I got it out with maybe just a few strands of this material cut and comfier. Now, what I don't understand is why more companies don't just print their tags onto the clothing. It works well, and then you never have the issue with having a tag that might be annoying and you want to remove. Heck, even some of the things that I took the main tags out of have little partial tags printed in them. Not as much information, but that doesn't mean you can't put all the information in. For example, this shirt and this pair of long underwear have pretty complete tags in them. They have basically all the information you get or really want in some of the kind of, well, cloth, but extra tags. And it's not like these are any more likely to wear out soon. This I've been wearing for a number of years and it's still legible. And this I've been wearing for probably about a decade and not infrequently either. It's one of my common shirts that I wear for activities like running in slightly cool weather, even cold weather with a windbreaker over it. And it's not like these other tags don't wear out and get potentially hard to deal with.